Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I still don't know why we're doing this. It's horrible. But you know, the reason why we quit last time is because we couldn't be bothered to do anything. So, we're with Zach again because he's one of the people. Say hi.
Yeah, I'm basically the co-host, aren't I?
Yeah. And we're also here with James Charles.
Hi, sisters.
You didn't even put an American accent. That's how horrible.
Oh no, that was really. Hi, sisters.
No. It's more like, hi sisters. You know what I
Hi,
mean?
sisters.
All right, shut up.
All right.
Moving on.
Basically, as we all know, it's August the 26th today.
No, that's tomorrow.
It's
Isn't it?
it's today.
Oh my god! It is.
Danny,
And basically,
it is the 26th.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I just
said.
said.
Yeah, Zach, you retarded.
That wasn't very nice. Anyway,
I don't need to be nice. I'm James Charles.
so basically, so everyone
People
on
already
TikTok,
hate me.
Shut up! Everyone on TikTok keeps saying that August the 27th is gonna something happen.
26.
No, on August the 27th, something is going to happen.
No, it's on the.
It's on the 27th.
I'm pretty sure it's on the 26th.
Look it up then.
That was a very sister of you, Danny. But calm down.
Look it up then. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't do any physical labour.
This is on August the 27th. Everyone wait for August the 27th. I mean, judging by the news, nothing's happened. Nothing is incoming. You know, there's going to be asteroids or a zombie apocalypse or, I don't know, apparently Annabelle is going to kill Donald Trump, which is...
Nice.
I mean, it's weird. Yeah. Obviously, there is also...
I thought it was the fucking 26th.
It's the 27th. Do you not understand?
Right, I get it now. Shut up. Moving on.
Okay. Okay, so there's been Leafy.
Yeah, he's been banned.
Recently, he was permanently banned, but he
Yeah.
has migrated like a flock of birds to another website called well, it's not YouTube. It's called like Firefly or something. It's basically it's basically like a better version of YouTube, but like worse at the same time.
It's not
He was banned for, I think it was like abuse or something like that.
Well,
Not
it was like
abuse,
harassment, wasn't it?
harassment for against Pokemon because he made like 12 videos or something like that.
he made 12 videos about
Yeah.
Pokemon.
They weren't really that much about
I mean, I
Pokemon.
don't-
He just used her in the
cares?
title and that
Yeah,
for
exactly. Like, who cares?
clickbait.
Well, this is what I don't understand about YouTube nowadays. It's so like tries to be family friendly, PG clean, but then you go and like see like they ban Leafy because he's like apparently harassing when he's just talking about Pokemon, and then you see James Charles and all of these beauty artists literally threatening to like whack each other around the face with a golf club. Like, it's honestly like. Wait, like it's stupid.
To be honest with you, I don't really like Leafy that much anymore. So
Why?
I don't really care.
Why not?
Yeah, oh no, I just didn't.
So everyone's so obviously the Lebanon incident happened like last week. Pretty sure it was last week, wasn't it?
Something like that.
And everyone was like, pray for Lebanon, you know, everyone and then obviously as the internet does, then came the memes. And then nobody gave a shit. So, you know, it's just how it works, isn't it?
It proves how much people actually care. They're all like, "Oh, pray for Lebanon," because they don't care. It's just if they don't, they look bad.
It's called yeah. So I tried to talk about this in a video, but don't know, it didn't really flop. Well, I mean, I didn't like it. But there's a saying called performative activism, where
Yeah.
it's where basically, where one social capital, basically what it means is that a person would do something to regain popularity or keep the popularity or become popular. So what they do is that they go, Black Lives Matter and like stuff like that, and they do it just for popularity and because of the trends rather than actually meaning it. So
And they don't even understand the issue at all.
So what you get is that you get Charlie D'Amelio and the other Set 8 hype house crew going out going, pray for black people or Black Lives Matter, but in all really, like they don't care. They just don't want to flop because they know that they're getting a bit smart. They might turn into Set 7s rather than Set 8s. So they started to understand that if they don't do something, then they'll get cancelled. What your yeah?
It all stems from cancel culture, which is just absolutely
Cancel culture is
cancer
horrible.
of this
earth.
earth.
And there's also recently where people have tried. If people have become utter snowflakes, like how they're like, oh, you shouldn't use slurs, and it's like, oh yeah, you shouldn't use slurs, but then they're probably one of the people that bullied the fat kid in their primary school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, like, why make words to say that you can't say them?
Exactly. It's like they say, oh yeah, you shouldn't say the R slur.
But it's okay to say the N word.
Yeah, exactly. It's like oh yeah, you shouldn't guys, do not say retard, right? It is banned, alright? If you say it, right, you're gonna get kicked the shit out of. Like, it's like they it's like the slur.
I mean, I understand that it's offensive, but
it's not exactly offensive though, is it? It's just...
Yeah. I just say it by accident sometimes.
Exactly. And they're like, oh, don't say that word. Don't say it.
It's like, I apologise. I didn't mean to. You don't need to ruin my career and life.
You don't need to.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you just ruined my day. Yeah, it's all on TikTok. This is one of the reasons why TikTok's getting banned, because just America is... Nobody cares in England. Like, England doesn't care. The UK is, like, one of the countries... One of the countries that are like, yeah, fuck it. But, like, America's literally, like, the year 7s of the world, or the reason why, like, people just hate America so much is because they're so sensitive about everything. You make one joke, and they're like... Oh my god, guys, you can't say that, bro, that's offensive!
And it's not like even everybody there's like that, it's just the people that are like that are so toxic, they just stand out so much.
And then, like, you get popular people that say it, and they're like, cancel, haha!
I don't like naughty words.
I don't like Charlie D'Amelio because she said faggot. Like, who cares? Honestly, who cares? It's like...
And everybody just assumes it's the left wing, like, politically doing it, but the right people that are right wing get really offended really quickly as well. As soon as you say, oh, black people aren't thugs or something, they're like, they get really offended really quickly. It's not just the left.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because, like, people, I mean, obviously, yeah, when people say black people are thugs, that's racist, obviously, because it's just... But then you say some black people are thugs. They're like, that's racist, bro. It's like, no, some black people are thugs.
That is logically true.
Yeah, so are white people. But then statistically, I think
more black people are, but that's
do
not
tend...
because necessarily because of them. It's because a lot of
Society.
more black people are poorer,
So
so
they,
they're more likely to.
yeah, and it's mainly because of society nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like if they, it's kind of like what's, I think Zootopia, Zootropolis, kind of appeals on that sort of thing on racism where because obviously everyone is an animal in that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they betray racism in a really good way with it. Instead of using actual today's society, they make a Pixar film about racism without actual any particular racism in it.
That's
I
what
know.
I like about Disney, because like as an adult, you can sort of point out more things that you didn't realize as a kid in the movies.
Exactly, like because it points out. For example, Judy Hopps, she says, no. So what they say? Oh yeah, a bunny can't be a cop because of their size and their, I guess,
That's
race or
an
type.
example of discrimination, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's really portrayed that way. And you know, you get what are they called? You get you get like movies which like portray these things, and you know they're really good.
Mm.
So yeah, but then I personally I think that the whole, obviously this might come across as horrible, but I think the whole Black Lives Matter movement is a joke. I mainly because
Right.
you racism has been around before they were even born, before their great grandparents were even born. It's been around for centuries, and and then people think they can end racism in 2 months by going, yeah, Black Lives Matter, stop racism, and then obviously like pulling down slave trading statues is, I don't know, I guess.
I disagree with that because they are taking down historical figures, and we're not praising them for that. We're like, that was horrible. We're praising them for what good things they did. And if you take down all the historical figures and just try to forget about it, then we'll repeat our mistakes.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think people aren't understanding that if you like, because like you take down a slave trading statue, of which is what people did,
Yeah.
and then people are like, yeah, go on, but then it's like people. But the thing is, that I also disagree with you though, because you say, oh yeah, history shouldn't repeat itself, but then
It's going to eventually.
it's going to eventually, because like
Yeah.
you see, so you look at cars now, and you know you're looking back and they completely change. And then you see a few other things. You see school, and so you know, like school tell you, like, you know, your school tell you, oh yeah, let's prepare for the future. Well, they don't exactly prepare for the future, do they? Because you look at school 100 years ago, and is there any difference between the classrooms and the way they're done?
There is a lot.
I mean, yeah,
There's a lot less
people,
beating of people.
yeah, but that's obviously because of the laws nowadays. But then you see like many less changes in it. You see the photos back then, and there's no difference. Do you know what I mean? And
The way they taught people was a lot different as well.
and I hate that nowadays. I think that like they teach you new stuff that are absolutely useless and you don't need to know.
Yeah.
And I think Gen Z are gonna be the best generation of parents.
Yeah, because the problem with well, baby
Millennials.
boomers were taught well, right? But
Because our parents are millennials,
yeah,
then their parents are.
I would say both generations, boomers and millennials, were well. It sort of got worse over it. They were taught well, but then they forgot to teach their children those things. So then they're like, "Oh well, why doesn't my child know this?"
Yeah, and then they bully, like they say, oh yeah, Gen Z, they're such a waste of space. Yeah, it's because what they left us with. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like because I think we're gonna be the best. Like I think our generation is gonna be the best parents due to the fact that we have all these new things, and we so now, so obviously the riots and stuff has helped a bit, I guess, because like you see for years and years, I think toxic masculinity, and
Yeah.
all of these different things like not discrimination, like kind of like misjudgment and stuff like that. It's been there for centuries, but then obviously Gen Z are the generation that I'm pretty sure the generation like Gen Z are gonna be the ones
Grew
that
up
stop
in
that.
these changes.
Yeah, I'm gonna ones that stop that and make sure that everyone is like. What's your opinions on equality and equity?
Right, I think obviously everyone should be equal.
Yeah.
I think that's a given. I don't think anybody should have disadvantages to class, etc. But I still think we're pretty equal now. I'd say we couldn't get more equal than we are.
I think
It sounds horrible, but like I don't think it would be possible to get more equal, even though we're not completely equal. I think it would be pretty hard to get better without making other areas worse.
okay, but however, you see, oh, did not mean to do that. So basically, so you see, oh, what is this? So here's an image right there of the difference between equality and equity. You see that?
Let me have a little
Yeah.
look at this. Yeah.
So yeah. So obviously equality is, I think equity is. Let me just bring this up. Let me just bring this image up for the viewers. So yeah, I'm trying to bring this up. How do I? Link and do tab. View image. Oh, there we go. So, here we go. So here is the difference between equality and equity. Obviously, equality is equality here is the problem. Mainly because it treats everyone exactly the same. However, equity is giving people what they need due to their disadvantages. So
Yeah.
With equality, says like the reason why I disagree is because says you have people that have learning difficulties.
Yeah, they
And
need more, obviously.
So equality, you have people with learning disabilities, and you put them in the same class as the people that don't have learning difficulties, and obviously the people with learning difficulties fail. However, then you put them in a class where they get treated, but where they get taught on a new scale to help them, which is better because they can learn more. Whereas you put them in the
Yeah,
same
no,
classes.
I think that is obviously better. I don't think anyone could disagree with that. I thought it was pretty obvious. Because you've also got to think how I'm not going to try and be horrible at all, but also the people that don't have learning difficulties will suffer with other people because they're going to have to stop and help the people with learning difficulties when they're not going to get as good of an education as they could.
Zach, are you gonna say something, or are you just gonna sit there?
No, I'm just kind of listening. You know what I mean? I've just been listening for the majority of this podcast.
I think, yeah.
At least I'm not like in that one episode where we were all just a bunch of screaming monkeys. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Did that did that go off? I don't think that went up.
I think it did. I'm on about the one where it starts like with you screaming simp. That
Oh
one
yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
Everyone was just on.
Everyone was on LSD then, like that.
Yeah.
So back.
This is the most chillest episode.
Yeah. So the back to school.
Yeah.
I see that as a big red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Government is really thinking that they're going to The government are really thinking that children are going to socially distance.
Yeah, we're not.
You're having
Like,
a laugh, right?
we're
Are you
going to
having a
try
giggle?
to,
Exactly.
but we're going to forget. We're in a period of our lives where we're very social,
Obviously,
and
yeah. Obviously, if we don't, I mean, I haven't socially. What I went out. I haven't socially distanced. I'll say that now. But nothing's happened. And they say, oh yeah, you should socially distance and do the government guidelines, but that's not going to happen because
you should if you can. But I think they need to realise that sometimes we can't always socially distance, and sometimes somebody just forgets
and it's funny.
to socially
It's
distance.
funny
Yeah.
how the government go, oh yeah, you should leave school at like how many was there when we had to leave school? How many COVID-19 rates were there? There was like
A lot less.
lots less, and then they send them to school when it's about 10 times more.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get worse because we're getting closer to winter, so deaths are gonna technically rise up.
Yeah, getting closer to winter where people do tend to get fevers. People get fevers, so they start sneezing. People start sneezing, and then we have the coronavirus. People start sneezing and they touch things, and they sneeze, and then they also touch people, which means I feel like there is gonna be another quarantine.
I feel like that isn't so much the problem as people going to get the fever, people can get really ill, people going to think they've got coronavirus when they don't. I think that's going to be more of an issue than that.
I think
Because coronavirus
going,
already makes you cough everywhere.
I think
Most people.
we're gonna end up going into another quarantine due to the fact that people are gonna think they have coronavirus, and two, people are gonna have fever, so they're gonna start sneezing and coughing, which means if they sneeze and cough, that means germs cause coronavirus, and yeah, so I don't understand what they think they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
But
I mean,
at the
I
same
reckon,
time, we've got to go back to school at some point because, like the government said, not going to school is really going to damage us in the long term more.
So I don't think so.
I
Because
understand that.
of the internet, I don't think it's a problem. You want to look up things, and you look it up on the internet, and there's a lot more than what they teach you. I feel like I feel like I've learned a lot more than the online classrooms on TikTok and YouTube and stuff than I actually have in school. Obviously, not throughout my whole life, obviously, but in the recent events.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just been thinking a lot. Like, I've had days where I've just sat there on the sofa and just thought about stuff.
Yeah, you do see, and I think the whole quarantine and stuff has actually really shown people who they are and who their friends are.
Yeah.
You actually see like for people who are real, so you see like if your friends are bellends or not, which is something that me and Zach have experienced.
Most certainly.
Most
Danny.
certainly.
I've realised how annoying I am. Like, I already knew it, but
Zach's
like...
realised that he is homosexual. No, I'm joking.
We argue way too much, Danny.
I think
Like-
no, we argue, but it isn't actually serious.
No, I do it as banter. I
I
don't
think
actually.
me and Alexis argue, but it is serious. Well, it tends to be serious, but then like we just. I don't know. We don't really-
I'm just doing it all for fun, really.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's another thing, like banter and stuff. People take it too far. Well, no,
Yeah,
they
people
don't.
do.
They don't tend to take it too far, but people pretend that they've taken it too far. So, for example, they'd say a joke, and then everyone would be like, yeah, that's sensitive to some people, and I don't understand if.
can do. That's the thing I can do. A lot of what I say is banter, but
And it's annoying, like how society is. Like it's like, oh yeah, that could be sensitive to some people. Then don't listen. Who cares? Fuck off.
Yeah.
I just want to clear up quickly. I know that the right aren't necessarily racist. I said at the beginning that the people on the right are racist. I don't. Not everybody in the right is racist, but you tend to see that the people on the left are less likely to be. I just want to put that out the way for any angry people on your keyboards.
Yeah. You can't be saying this stuff.
Just heavily breathing, smashing at their keyboards. Exactly like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think this. Do you think the whole like education system is a part, like it's kind of like a communist sort of thing?
No.
Well, yeah, no.
I think that everybody does deserve
No, but
an education.
I think the education system is like kind of like a communist sort of agreement, due to the fact that they treat everyone as equal, and they.
I think that's good.
No.
I think we need to be more socialist.
No.
Really, socialism isn't necessarily bad.
Not everyone is equal. That sounds bad, but not everyone is equal. No one's the same.
I'd sort of. I think everybody deserves the same, but obviously the same doesn't apply to people with
people say, "Oh, yeah,
disabilities, etc." Because they deserve more.
I hate,
not deserve more, but need more.
I hate school because they teach me stuff. I mean, we've all said that, but I think I honestly don't like school because they treat people in a way which they shouldn't be treated. So kind of like a stereotype that is actually real. You know, say you were to sit down in the classroom, you were to watch a movie for educational purposes in big quotation marks, and they tell you, and then they'd say like, oh, say it's like 3 people talking in the back because they're talking because it's a film, and they say, and then the teachers go, shh, guys, you have to be quiet because the people at the front want to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen if the person in the front row goes, no, I don't?
Yeah.
They could get punished.
Yeah, but like, yeah, exactly. It's like, but I don't want to watch the movie.
I think the problem with that though isn't them not wanting to watch the movie. I think that's just them being a bit rude.
How? They don't want to watch the movie like that. They don't want to watch the movie.
I know, but what else are they going to do?
I don't know.
I think the main issue is where teachers don't prepare more than just the movie, but that is not an issue with the actual teachers. That is an issue with the teachers being human and not having like endless amounts of time. That we need more than one teacher is what I mean. We need multiple teachers doing it, but then the issue is money.
Yeah. But you go to school and then they go and then like they teach all this stuff, but then you know like school lies, right? They honestly lie all the time. You says they go like says they. It's funny because they go. Say you were to break a pencil or something, and you say, "Oh, yeah. Oh, we don't have the money to pay for a new pencil, so you're gonna have to do it." But then they have the money to build a whole new school. Do you know what I mean? They have the money to pay for a whole new, I don't know, courtyard or playground or something. Which is what my primary school did. So say glue sticks went missing. They said, "Oh yeah, we can't pay for glue sticks," and then about 2 weeks later, they managed to get a whole new playground and everything in, which cost more than like $1 million.
Well, yeah.
Which is yeah.
I think they should come up with different excuses. I think that excuse is a stupid excuse. Be like, you can't be more like, oh, you can't go through life constantly losing and breaking things. That is a valid point. You can't do that. But they do have the money to replace that. It's not the issue that they're punishing you. It's the reason they give. It's the reason they give for you doing the thing wrong.
And I hate strict teachers. Strict teachers are the worst. I hate that they hire teachers that are strict. Obviously, You need to be strict in some circumstances. You can't just sit in a classroom and try and teach people that are not listening. But then
If you're learning about a serious topic.
yeah, but then you go and put teachers in a classroom that they look like they hate kids. It's like they ruin everything. Like you wanna have a teacher that you can actually have a laugh with.
You can relate to and have a laugh with.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what you mean
which
less.
is why they should probably hire young teachers.
Yeah.
It
Less
makes children
strict
enjoy-
teachers and more old-fashioned stern teachers.
Yeah, it makes children enjoy.
It makes them enjoy their education.
It makes them enjoy education more, and
more.
and then they wonder why people skip school when they get bullied is because they don't have any fun with it. The reason why people get bullied.
I've had the problem during quarantine where I haven't wanted to do any work at all. I mean, I've done most of it, but like I haven't wanted to. I haven't enjoyed it because it's just watching a video, and that is actually I've just recently realised how much enjoyment really affects how well you do, and how much you want to do something. Like I'm normally really good with my work and do everything, but now I've really started not to enjoy it. It's a bit like, wow.
Maybe they should probably, Well, that's the end of the podcast. We may be doing more. It depends on if we can be asked to.
Yeah.
Next time, can we do a more light-hearted one than?
Yeah, there's gonna be like a pattern. There's sometimes more of a light-hearted one, because you can't really get more light-hearted podcasts recently because, like, there's not much light-hearted stuff going on at the moment. So.
Yeah, everyone's just like.
Yeah, it's 2020 is. And I made this meme. It's like, oh yeah, what if there is no 2021? It's just December the 32nd.
Yeah.
Imagine that. But yeah. So we'll probably see you next time, I guess.